How nGPTs provide nDomain results. An nGPT is the intelligent domain-facing layer of Brain NeuroGov+. It takes the common intelligence provided by the NeuroGov+ brain and applies the specific knowledge, context, objectives, rules, workflows, and requirements of an nDomain to produce a domain-specific result. The core principle. nDomain defines the context rightward arrow nGPT applies intelligence rightward arrow NeuroGov+ engine provides cognitive power rightward arrow nGPT delivers the nDomain result. Generative pre-trained transformer. Generative generates text and other content. Pre-trained trained beforehand on large amounts of data. Transformer the neural network architecture used to process and generate language. In the Brain NeuroGov+ architecture, GPT can be viewed as the core language intelligence engine, while NeuroGov+ provides the governance, memory, cognitive orchestration, specialized engines, nDomains, and nGPT architecture. GPT/LLM within the nGPT architecture. GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is a type of large language model, LLM, and provides the core language generation and language understanding capability used by an nGPT. The LLM can interpret prompts, understand language, generate responses, summarize information, reason over supplied context, and interact with domain information. However, an LLM by itself is not the complete nGPT architecture. In Brain NeuroGov+, the LLM/GPT functions as the language intelligence foundation, while the NeuroGov+ architecture surrounds and extends it with AI memory, RAG, AI cognitive data, the cognitive cube, cognitive processing, 63 specialized AI engines, governance and trust, and AI agents. Therefore, nGPT can be understood as an orchestrated domain intelligence layer built around an LLM/GPT capability. The nDomain supplies the specific domain context, knowledge, objectives, rules, workflows, and requirements. The LLM/GPT provides language intelligence, and the NeuroGov+ engine provides memory, multidimensional cognition, specialized intelligence, governance, and agentic execution. Together, they transform LLM capability into governed nDomain intelligence and ultimately an nDomain result. The distinction is important. LLM rightward arrow general language intelligence. GPT rightward arrow a transformer-based LLM architecture/model family. nGPT rightward arrow domain-oriented intelligence layer using GPT/LLM plus NeuroGov+ capabilities. nDomain rightward arrow specific enterprise domain and its context. NeuroGov+ rightward arrow governance first cognitive intelligence architecture. LLM, large language model, is a core language intelligence component within Brain NeuroGov+, providing the underlying capability to understand natural language, interpret instructions, generate responses, summarize information, and interact with enterprise knowledge. In the NeuroGov+ architecture, the LLM/GPT is not the complete brain, it functions as the language intelligence foundation that is orchestrated and enhanced by AI memory, RAG, AI cognitive data, the cognitive cube, cognitive processing, 63 specialized AI engines, governance and trust, and AI agents. Thus, LLM provides language intelligence, while Brain NeuroGov+ provides the governed cognitive architecture that transforms that intelligence into domain-specific, actionable enterprise intelligence through nGPTs and nDomains. Dr. Suri architecture can therefore be shown as LLM/GPT. Downward arrow. nGPT domain intelligence layer. Downward arrow. AI memory plus cognitive cube plus cognitive processing. Downward arrow. 63 specialized AI engines plus governance. Downward arrow. AI agent. Downward arrow. nDomain result. Or, more simply, LLM provides language intelligence, nGPT applies that intelligence to an nDomain, Brain NeuroGov+ provides the cognitive, memory, specialized, governance, and agentic infrastructure that turns it into an enterprise result. This is a stronger and technically cleaner formulation for Dr. Suri NeuroGov Plus documentation than saying simply that nGPT equals GPT. 1. Understand the nDomain. The nGPT first identifies the domain in which the problem exists. For example, Finance GPT rightward arrow finance. Health GPT rightward arrow healthcare. Gov GPT rightward arrow government. Legal GPT rightward arrow legal. The nDomain determines the terminology, objectives, data, policies, workflows, and decision requirements that matter. 2. Acquire domain knowledge. The nGPT obtains relevant information through RAG plus AI cognitive data plus enterprise systems plus documents plus databases plus APIs plus AI memory. This gives the nGPT access to the information required for the particular domain problem. 3. Retrieve from AI memory. The nGPT accesses relevant AI memory to retrieve approved knowledge, historical context, previous information, enterprise policies, and domain-specific experience. This prevents the nGPT from treating every request as completely new. 4. Use the cognitive cube. The cognitive cube organizes and connects the retrieved information across knowledge plus context plus relationships plus reasoning plus governance plus decision intelligence. This gives the nGPT a multidimensional cognitive context for the problem. 5. Apply cognitive processing. The nGPT then uses cognitive processing to analyze rightward arrow, compare rightward arrow, reason rightward arrow, infer rightward arrow, validate rightward arrow, interpret. This is where raw domain information becomes meaningful domain intelligence. 6. Invoke specialized AI engines. The nGPT can use the appropriate 63 specialized AI engines depending on the domain and task. For example, Finance GPT. Rightward arrow financial analysis plus risk intelligence plus forecasting. Health GPT. Rightward arrow healthcare analytics plus patient care intelligence plus clinical support. Gov GPT. Rightward arrow policy intelligence plus governance analysis plus public administration. The nGPT therefore does not need to perform every specialized function itself. 7. Apply domain governance. Before producing a result, the intelligence is evaluated within applicable governance requirements. This can include policies rightward arrow responsible AI rightward arrow security rightward arrow privacy rightward arrow validation rightward arrow compliance rightward arrow audit rightward arrow accountability. Thus, the result is intended to be domain appropriate and governed, rather than merely generated. 8. Convert intelligence into an nDomain result. The nGPT transforms the processed intelligence into the output required by that particular domain. For example, Finance GPT. Input, financial data. Rightward arrow analysis. Rightward arrow risk evaluation. Rightward arrow forecasting. Rightward arrow financial result. Health GPT. Input, healthcare information. Rightward arrow contextual analysis. Rightward arrow clinical/operational intelligence. Rightward arrow healthcare result. Gov GPT. Input, policy plus government data. Rightward arrow policy reasoning. Rightward arrow governance analysis. Rightward arrow government result. 9. Deliver and learn. The final result can be delivered as answer, insight, recommendation, decision support, report, dashboard, workflow, action. Where an AI agent is authorized to act, the nGPT can also move from intelligence to agentic execution. Feedback and outcomes can then contribute to continuous improvement. The nGPT result formula. nGPT equals domain context plus AI memory plus cognitive cube plus cognitive processing plus specialized engines plus governance plus AI agent. nGPT rightward arrow nDomain intelligence rightward arrow nDomain result. For example, Finance domain. Downward arrow. Finance GPT. Downward arrow. AI memory plus cognitive cube plus financial intelligence plus governance. Downward arrow. Financial analysis / risk / forecast / decision result. Simple architecture. 1 brain. Downward arrow. AI memory. Remember. Downward arrow. Cognitive cube. Organize and connect. Downward arrow. Cognitive processing. Understand and reason. Downward arrow. 63 specialized AI engines. Specialize. Downward arrow. nGPT. Apply domain intelligence. Downward arrow. nDomain. Healthcare / finance / government / legal / education / etc. Downward arrow. nDomain result. Insight rightward arrow recommendation rightward arrow decision rightward arrow action rightward arrow impact. Power statement. An nGPT converts the common cognitive intelligence of Brain NeuroGov Plus into specialized intelligence for an nDomain and delivers a governed, actionable nDomain result. So, the architecture is not simply LLM rightward arrow answer. It becomes Brain NeuroGov Plus rightward arrow nGPT rightward arrow nDomain intelligence rightward arrow governed result rightward arrow enterprise impact. This is the key strength of the One Brain nDomain's nGPT's architecture. nDomain rightward arrow nGPT rightward arrow enterprise result. Hashtag nDomain example nGPT enterprise result. 1 Hospital Healthcare Health GPT Patient Care Intelligence, Hospital Analytics, Clinical Decision Support. 2 Moneybag Finance Finance GPT Financial Analysis, Risk Intelligence, Forecasting, Decision Support. 3 Classical Building Government Gov GPT Policy Intelligence, Public Administration, Citizen Service Intelligence. 4 Factory Manufacturing Manufacture GPT Production Optimization, Operational Intelligence, Predictive Insights. 5 Graduation CAP Education EDU GPT Learning Intelligence, Institutional Analytics, Education Support. 6 Delivery Truck Logistics Logistics GPT Supply Chain Optimization, Logistics Intelligence, Route and Operational Decisions. 7 Shopping Cart Retail GPT Customer Intelligence, Sales Analytics, Inventory Decisions. 8 High Voltage Energy GPT Energy Intelligence, Asset Optimization, Demand and Sustainability Insights. 9 Balance Scale Legal GPT Legal Research, Compliance Intelligence, Legal Decision Support. 10 Busts in Silhouette Human Resources HR GPT Workforce Intelligence, Talent Analytics, HR Decision Support. 11 Shield Defense and Security Defense GPT Situational Intelligence, Risk Assessment, Strategic Support. 12 Sheaf of Rice Agriculture Agri GPT Agricultural Intelligence, Crop/Resource Planning, Optimization. 13 Microscope Research GPT Research Discovery, Knowledge Synthesis, Analytical Intelligence. 14 Television Media GPT Content Intelligence, Audience Analytics, Media Strategy. 15 Banking GPT Banking Analytics, Fraud Risk Intelligence, Customer and Financial Decisions. 16 Office Building Insurance GPT Underwriting Intelligence, Claims Analysis, Risk Assessment. 17 Building Construction GPT Project Intelligence, Cost Analysis, Resource and Schedule Optimization. 18 Cityscape Smart City GPT Urban Intelligence, Infrastructure Analytics, Citizen Services. 19 Automotive Auto GPT Vehicle Intelligence, Manufacturing Analytics, Mobility Decisions. 20 Airplane Aviation GPT Fleet, Safety, Operations, Maintenance and Aviation Intelligence. 21 Ship Maritime GPT Port, Vessel, Logistics, Safety and Maritime Operations Intelligence. 22 Hotel Hospitality GPT Guest Intelligence, Revenue Analytics, Operations Optimization. 23 Pill Pharmaceuticals Pharma GPT Drug Development Intelligence, Regulatory Support, Research Analytics. 24 Test tube biotechnology biotech GPT biotechnology research, knowledge analysis, discovery support. 25 Globe with Meridian's telecommunications telecom GPT network intelligence, customer analytics, infrastructure optimization. 26 Laptop computer information technology IT operations, infrastructure intelligence, technology decisions. 27 Locked with Key cybersecurity cyber GPT security intelligence, threat analysis, risk and compliance support. 28 Brain mental and cognitive research cognitive GPT cognitive research, behavioral analysis, knowledge intelligence. 29 Globe showing Europe Africa environment GPT environmental intelligence, sustainability analytics, impact assessment. 30 Seedling climate and sustainability climate GPT climate intelligence, sustainability planning, ESG decision support. 31 Droplet water management water GPT water resource intelligence, demand analysis, infrastructure planning. 32 Hammer and pick mining GPT resource intelligence, operational analytics, safety and optimization. 33 Oil drum oil and gas energy GPT asset intelligence, production analytics, risk and operational decisions. 34 DNA life sciences GPT scientific intelligence, research support, knowledge discovery. 35 Shopping bags e-commerce GPT customer, product, marketplace, sales and supply chain intelligence. 36 Package supply chain GPT demand planning, procurement, inventory, logistics and risk intelligence. 37 Office building real estate GPT property analytics, market intelligence, investment decision support. 38 Chart increasing investment and capital markets investment GPT market intelligence, portfolio analysis, risk and investment support. 39 Medical symbol public health GPT population intelligence, health planning and public health analytics. 40 Classical building justice and compliance justice GPT regulatory intelligence, compliance analysis and institutional support. 41 Books knowledge and libraries knowledge GPT knowledge discovery, retrieval, classification and institutional memory. 42 Artist palette creative industries creative GPT creative intelligence, content strategy and production support. 43 Video gaming and entertainment GPT audience intelligence, content analytics and business strategy. 44 Sports GPT performance analytics, team intelligence and sports decision support. 45 Globe with Meridian's international development GPT development planning, program intelligence and impact analysis. nDomains are extensible. The architecture is not limited to these domains. nDomains means that additional enterprise, government, scientific, industrial, commercial, social, and emerging domains can be connected to the same Brain NeuroGov Plus intelligence infrastructure. Dr. Pradeep K. Suri, founder and architect Brain NeuroGov Plus. Enterprise Artificial Intelligence Research and Innovation.